I spent a year in Vietnam in Recon Company, then I left Vietnam for a little bit over a year, and I went back to Vietnam and volunteered to go back to the same company because I was comfortable with that mission. And Billy Waugh was the Recon Company Sergeant Major.
The target was called Gulf 5, which was at the north end of A Shau Valley, but was in Laos. The NVA transit route for trucks and troops came down through Gulf 5, Gulf 6, Oscar 8, into A Shau Valley and on into Vietnam. And we put our people up at the bottlenecks trying to beat them to death with bombs and so forth. Our men high, they low. But the problem was that they were high too, because they put about 80,000 people against us to ferret the teams out.
We'd been having a lot of trouble getting teams into landing zones without being shot up on the landing zone, helicopters shot down. We felt that they knew where we were going to land before we even got there.
Going in by helicopter is not a lot of fun. As soon as they land, the teams are alerted. They know that they're in. Word is passed. Signal, radios, they intercept our messages. Their commo was as good as ours, I want you to know. And they knew he was there, so the chase was on.
At that particular mission, I was carrying an RPD Russian machine gun.
Bargewell was unique that he liked to carry a RPD, which is a Russian heavy machine gun. It's an ass kicker, 7.62, muzzle velocity of 3,200 feet a second. And when that round hits you, you're dead. And he's strong. You gotta be strong too. You can't sit down in a fetal friggin' position and expect to make it through life in war. And Eldon did not do that, because if you do, your ass is gone.
We had decided to infill at last light so we could get away from the LZ into the darkness and hide. We set up our perimeter, which even for 15, 16 guys, whatever we had with us was probably no bigger than this living room area. We put claymores out in front of us, like 6 feet in front of us, so the NVA couldn't come in and turn them around on you. We'd put them in front of a tree or a piece of bamboo so the back blast would go to the side. We knew they were probably going to attack us. And sure enough, when the first little sprinkling of light started coming through the jungle, they fired 2 RPG-2s right inside our perimeter. They were also started firing their AK-47s at the same time that they shot the RPG-2. But everybody in the perimeter got wounded. A piece of a bullet, an AK bullet, went through the side of my face, lodged underneath my eye. And I opened up with my machine gun, and the first assault, I could see them coming through the jungle. They were probably about 20 feet away when I opened up, and there were like 10 to 12 of them on line. I basically took them out. The second time they tried from a little different angle with about another 8 or 9 guys. And they tried that 3 more times. We had wounded, killed. We were in dire straits, about to be overrun, and they needed to come with the helicopters and gunships and get us out of there.
And he evacuated everyone but himself. He probably killed 35 or 40. It was the last one. He wouldn't go out because he had the weapon that was saving the day.
And then they assaulted us with about 60 guys. At that point, I had about 400 or 500 rounds left out of my 1,000 rounds of machine gun, and I ended up basically breaking up their assault on the landing zone.
So he refused to go out. He sent everyone out, and then he got on the line. And that's what you got better do, or you're not going to work for me. You better be last man out. If he had been, he was a 1-0. The 1-0 goes out any time but last, he'll never work again. And that's what saved that team. But he made decisions. You have to make a move. You can't sit around biting your fingernails in combat. And he does the same thing now.